When Diablo 4 first released, it gained a reasonably good reputation. Most people enjoyed the campaign and the moment-to-moment combat and fluidity of gameplay. When getting further into the game, some issues started to present themselves, and players started looking more critically at certain systems. The skill tree is one system that more seasoned ARPG enjoyers have been critical of, and I can absolutely understand why. One thing that Diablo 4 has done is follow on from Diablo 3, where skill altering effects are found on legendary items. The skill tree is left bare, with only 2 options for how a skill performs. The aspects on items are then left for the bigger skill effects. One issue with this is it leaves itemization in a spot where a player has to equip legendaries with specific aspects to buff their choice of skill. This is an issue in Diablo 4 because these item choices are then made by the developers and not the players. It also leaves early build choices down to RNG. The number of aspects per skill in Diablo 4 means that everyone is using the same gear with the same stats. There could be a way to add more aspects so that players have more choice of the skill altering effects. However, the skill tree could be the place to put all skill altering effects and remove them from items. Having 2 options per skill on the tree and 1 option for an aspect on gear, Diablo 4 is very limited in the possible builds that people will play. And every rapid fire rogue, for example, has the same tree and gear. Path of Exile is well known for having an incredibly large and complex skill tree. However, this is just the passive tree. Path of Exile's active skill tree is in fact created by the player socketing skill gems and support gems into gear. There are no class specific skills, so any character can use any skill. With a 6 link, the player can create a skill tree that manipulates their skill in several ways, adding not only damage gems, but actively changing how the skill functions with, for example, multiple projectiles, or adding elemental damage types. This means that for one skill, there are so many different options for a player to choose from, and there is a variety of how you play each skill, and the gameplay is altered significantly. The same skill could be used to clear a map full of monsters, or a single uber boss, just by changing a few support gems. Maybe this is too much choice for a player, and the added complexity is quite overwhelming. Last Epoch is an ARPG that has been developing over the last few years. In this ARPG, each skill is granted its own skill tree. Players can place any class specific skills onto their skill bar, but they can also specialise into 5. This allows players to create an active skill that functions exactly how they like. Unlike Path of Exile, where a large number of support gems can be used for each skill, Last Epoch has a spiderweb type skill tree, where players are able to choose a combination of specifically designed nodes that alter the active skill. Unlike Diablo 4, this system allows players to make meaningful choices about how skills function. This skill tree system solves several issues that Diablo 4 has. It allows for a lot of player customization, and feels meaningful to the character progression. Alongside the active skill trees, Last Epoch also gives players a more straightforward passive tree system that solves the visual complexity of Path of Exile and the Diablo 4 mess of combined active and passive skill trees. And with mastery trees, players get more than enough opportunity to create a character that is quite unique. The feeling of distinct and meaningful character progression is built into these systems. Diablo 4 desperately needs to take at least some inspiration from these skill tree and passive tree systems. Taking the skill aspects off items should be part of the upcoming itemization update. So a skill tree rework will be needed to at least include these aspects currently in the game. More skill choices need to be added. Not every Whirlwind Barbarian or Meteor Sorceress should have the same skill tree and the same aspects. Hopefully Diablo 4's itemization update moves the game in a positive direction. However, Last Epoch is here now, and we can all experience the skill tree system that I feel is the best in any current ARPG. I think Diablo 4 actually does a good job of introducing systems at a pace that a new player can pick up and learn fairly easily, such as introducing the Helltide zones in World Tier 3 and the Paragon boards after level 50. So I think there is an opportunity to expand the skill tree without overwhelming a new player in a similar way. Thanks for watching.